Monday was the official first day of the full hybrid model for the Norwood Public School District. Students in Cohort A were back in their classrooms, but in a much different capacity. There have been many guidelines put in place to keep the students and teachers safe for the school year. For NHS physics teacher Joe Pinola, it's just nice to have the kids back in the classroom.
It's going pretty well. It's hard to really get a sense of what exactly school is going to be like this year. So I think we all kind of come in with different expectations on what it's going to be like. But considering everything, the kids have been fantastic, which I think has been the thing to stand out to me the most. They've done a really good job of making sure they're on time with like a complicated schedule. And for me, just being able to still be in the building, in my classroom, and being able to see them in some capacity still allows us to at least look at labs and do things along those lines. Also, I'd probably say that just having them have the responsibility of dealing with a changing schedule and needing to be in class and having their work marked in a way that's a little bit more stringent than we had in the spring, I think holds them a little bit more accountable, and I think that's important.
Pinola admits that there have been some differences to get used to teaching in the hybrid model.
For me, I do a lot of moving around the classroom. I like to be on my feet. I like to move around. I'm limited. I mean, I'm lucky in the science classroom to have a lot of space up here and the lab bench to do things on the desk, but being able to, or not being able to kind of wander around the classroom and check in on students and see how they're doing is tough. And also what we're dealing with from the end of a teacher is when you present something, it's hard to do that and monitor two groups of students at the same time. So I've been lucky that I've been able to still see the kids at home, and the way my desk is situated, kind of have an eye on the kids in class, but the kids at home. But still, we want to give the kids who are in school a significant learning experience because it is important to be here. And I do believe in a lot of the hands-on learning. And at the same time, we don't want to rob them of that by just giving them the same kind of experience they'd get at home if they were physically in the building. So trying to balance how are we going to make school still something they want to come to and still be involved in, but still be fair to the students who, for one reason or another, have to be remote, I think is an important thing to juggle, and I think we're all kind of working through that.
Senior Maggie Curran was not sure what to expect when returning to the classroom on Monday.
I was excited to go back because it's been a very long time since I've actually been back in the school. But coming in, I was a little bit nervous because I knew things were going to be different. One of the main things that was really hard to get used to was like the hallways. Like they're all one way now, so it was hard to go to get to classes on time and to get where I needed to be like on time and stuff. But overall, I was really excited to go back.
Pinola is just happy to have kids back in the classroom and making a difference in their lives.
I'm excited to be back doing something that I feel like is significant. One of the hardest things for me in the spring and in the summer was the fact that I felt like there wasn't really something to plan for or some big or some difference really that I was going to make in my teaching. I'm really excited to be back to having those challenges and really working through that. I'm finding the screens a little bit tough for me because everything is on the computer. So always, staring at something all day long can make me a little bit fatigued doing that. So I think that's a challenge. And as science teachers, not having the labs and the hands-on components as readily available, especially after the last, this is my 8th year here, especially after we've been working so hard to really work in more lab components and lab work. All of a sudden having to nix so much of that from the curriculum is really hard to find substitutes, especially, even with the time that we're given. But to find a way to still make learning engaging while at the same time kind of losing half our repertoire is a tough thing to do.
Thanks, Mr. Pinola and Maggie. We are happy to have the students back in schools across the district.